Hi, I'm Angela, and I'm here today to talk to you about Wellbeing at Work Week that is being placed on by the Conveyancing Foundation, and what a fantastic opportunity that is for you to take a step back and really concentrate on what is going to make you feel better. Now, from my own point of view, this session today is about mat to mind. It's about the power of yoga beyond the poses. So this is my story about how yoga has helped me in my professional life and my personal life. And I think I'll start with the fact that I was in and around conveyancing for over 30 years in private practice. I was subject to a huge amount of pressure during that time at all different times and for all different reasons, whether that was during the time I was training, whether that was during the time that I was actually fee earning and dealing with the casework, whether that was at a time when I was managing those teams. At all stages, there is a huge amount of pressure on the individual in relation to what they're trying to do, both for themselves, for their colleagues, for their client, and every other stakeholder. And sometimes it just feels completely impossible. And for that reason, I looked to find something that would help me. And I looked at various different things. I went into various different gyms and all the rest of it. But the thing that I found was best for me was yoga. And that wasn't because of some dramatic poses that I was able to do because I was super flexible. Everybody has different levels of flexibility naturally, but that wasn't what appealed to me. It was around that being able to find balance and space and time for me and be able to build things around that, particularly in relation to the breathing and what that would bring to me. And I played around with that for many, many years, and I went to the odd yoga class and knew that it was good, but wasn't particularly committed. And at the same time, the pressure and the stress was growing for me in my professional life. And I got to a point where it just got too much. I was managing a large team. I had a very young family. I had a huge amount of pressure in relation to the expectation of that team and what it was going to deliver. And in the end, I hit a wall. And for the first time ever in my professional life, either before or since, I had to take some time out because of that stress and that level of stress. And having felt sorry for myself for a number of weeks, I then had to look at what am I actually going to do and go forward here for myself and my family and everybody that I worked with and everybody that was important to me. And I went back to yoga, and I had a particular teacher that I was friendly with, and I went and completely immersed myself in yoga for a number of weeks. And what that did for me was start to give me that balance back, to accept my position, what was going on, and be able to find some ways of being able to deal with that myself. And I did return to work. It was just as much pressure. There was all of those things that were going on, but I was able to find that space and be able to take myself away, not for any length of time, but just be able to get that breathing right and move forward with that stress and all the rest of it in a much more contained and acceptable level for me. And that led to me then going to see if I could do more with yoga, both for myself and for others. So I went off and did a foundation course. I then went on to do the British Wheel of Yoga teaching course. And then I taught for a number of years, in addition to doing my day job and working within legal practice, which may sound as if that was just adding an extra pressure, but actually the joy that gave me in being able to share my situation with other people was fantastic. So I did that for a number of years. And what it showed me is how I could share that with other people, and being able to see people coming in from a hard day at the office and then leaving in what was a much lighter and calmer state of mind was just fantastic. So what I thought I'd do is just do a quick breathing exercise with you, just to give you a bit of an insight of what you can do. And I use this very often when I am going to do my public speaking, or I've got a difficult client meeting, or even with members of the family or friends or people who are in a difficult position where I know it's going to be a high level of pressure in that position. So let's just give a wriggle in the shoulders. Let's take them up to the ears and drop them down, just so you can take that pressure out. And then we're going to either close the eyes or lower the eyes. So just do whatever you feel you're comfortable with. And with anything like this, if it ever feels uncomfortable or you feel lightheaded or anything of that sort, just stop. But this should be quite gentle. So we're going to take a breath in and out. Breath in and out. Breath in and out. Okay, and then this time we're going to breathe in for a count of 3. We're going to hold for a count of 3, and then we're going to breathe out for a count of 3. We're going to do that 3 times. Okay, if it feels wrong, just come back to normal breathing. Okay, so let's breathe in for 1, 2, 3, and hold. 1, 2, 3. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and again, breathe in. 1, 2, 3. Hold. 1, 2, 3. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3. Last time. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3. Hold. 1, 2, 3. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then just let it go. Just come back to your normal breath, your normal breathing, and just feel if you feel any lighter, any calmer, maybe a little bit re-energized, just ready to go. It's so helpful, and it can really focus your mind and just bring you back to normality and just make you feel as if you've got a level of control and calmness around you. And I do that, as I say, regularly myself. And just to sort of finish off the story for me, really, in relation to my relationship with yoga, I don't often teach it very often now, only if I'm asked to do so for certain events or things like that. But what I do is use this every day, and I have a yoga practice of my own that I'll do. And because of my traveling and the various things that I do all the time, that could take place in my own bedroom, in the front room, quite often in hotel rooms. When I go on holiday, I really enjoy getting up and going to do my yoga really early in the morning on the beach or on mountains or maybe on the balcony. Just somewhere where I feel relaxed and at ease. I would just a little bit of a warning there. I have found that I've been sprayed by garden sprayers sometimes when I'm on holiday, and I've even had a wave wash over me at one stage when I was doing my breathing and lying down on the mat. So do be careful about where you put yourself. But all in all, you can do yoga everywhere and anywhere, and it's not about tying yourself in knots. What it's about is releasing the mind and doing things that feel the best way for you and finding the right level of yoga for you. So it's helped me, and it's been invaluable in my career, my relationships, and ultimately my well-being. I really hope I've been able to give you a little bit of insight today on how that feels and what yoga has done for me, and maybe even go and give it a try. It's a great thing, and it's about finding the right type for you. So I'm going to wish you well on the Wellbeing at Work week. Thank the Conveyancing Foundation for allowing me to do this, and good luck to you all. Thank you very much.